So I had this question pop up on my Q&A listing on my community tab. If you guys go over there, I am taking questions for a future Q&A that I'll be probably doing this week at some point. But this question really stood out, and I wanted to answer it in its own video because it says, the Reyes or the Rays Revolution here, longtime fan of the channel here, been following a while. He says, besides an Ultimate Edition Sting, what would be 3 Ultimate Edition figures that you would like to see made in that line for the first time, and 3 that you would like to see run back or ran back and fixed? Example, Shreddy Guerrero or the newest Cena or Orton. And I really connected with this question, and I saw a lot of really good questions. I can't wait to dive into that and answer some of those questions on there because I got a lot of really great ones, so I appreciate you. And if you're seeing this video, you want to go leave a comment over there and ask a question, definitely go do so. But today we're diving into this question because I think it's a really good one, and so I have written down here some different details. I'll tell you the runbacks first. 3 figures I would like to see Mattel run back and fix completely and completely do over, and then I also would like to give you 3 first-time Ultimates that I personally would like to see and kind of, give my thoughts and opinions on all those different things. So let's get into it, man. As we know, we have seen some figures done by Mattel that have not lived up to par. They've been pretty stinky. They've been stank. I've smelt them from miles away. And so I'd like to see some of these figures redone. And the first one may be a controversial take, but, I love this figure. I really do. But I think it could be so much better in the modern day. And that's going to be the Demon Finn Balor, okay? I think if they redid this figure, it would be exponentially better than the first one. And the first one was damn good, especially for the time period. But with all the innovations, the pinless joints, the drop-down hips, the, added bonus new Finn Balor torso, the butterfly joints. That figure doesn't even have butterfly joints. It could absolutely be better, and I think this figure could benefit from that. I would love to see an updated Demon Finn Balor, and that could be based on WrestleMania 39. It could be based on WrestleMania 42 that we just saw, which would be sick. This was an insane custom by Safari over there on Instagram. You guys need to go check him out. But I want to see this figure come to fruition. I am hoping to Jesus we see this come out, and hopefully we get a render of this at Comic-Con or something. I got to see this figure come to fruition, and I want to see at least a render of an Ultimate Edition Demon Finn Balor from WrestleMania. Please, Mattel, I got to see this, but I would love to see that ran back and fixed. Another one is the Fan Takeover Jeff Hardy. If you want a really scorching hot take, that Fan Takeover Jeff Hardy might be a little bit overrated, man. It might be a bit overrated. We talk about John Cena getting the shish into the stick on his torso. They made that Jeff Hardy way too giant, man. They really did. And, we don't have... I love Jeff Hardy. I love collecting his figures, but his figures are not the most fluent in hand. If you have his figures, you know what I'm talking about. They're not the most posable. They're not the most fluent in hand. I would love to see them run back and do Jeff Hardy, and of course that can't be possible right this second, but maybe one day we'll see that ran back. But the question did say some figures you'd like to see ran back and fixed, and this figure has been made. I think it could be upgraded and done totally different, and it could be updated so much better, man. They give him a smaller torso, they make it more posable, put him on ball joints, add some new sculpts, some really cool head sculpts. This guy could be an all-timer, absolutely, and if they ever did that, the figure would go super mega viral. Everybody would want that action figure. That would break out of the WWE figure collector sphere. I'm telling you right now, that Jeff Hardy would it'd be an all-timer. But the third and final run back and fix I would do is heel turn John Cena. I cannot think of another figure that I've been so excited for, I've been waiting on, and then it to come out and just fall completely flat like that is unheard of. I cannot remember the last time that happened in the Ultimate Edition sphere where I was so excited for a figure just for it to come out and completely fall flat on its face. This heel turn John Cena is one of those all-time just letdowns, and it's on my Mount Rushmore of all-time letdowns, because I was so excited for it, and then it just fell off a cliff. And I guess you could compare it to Luchasaurus, but for Luchasaurus, it wasn't an Ultimate Edition. We didn't have a whole lot of track record from AEW, so, you didn't really have much to compare it to. But when you look at John Cena, you look at his track record of action figures and everything like that, this one was certainly a disappointment. I got to see that one ran back, and there's just so much they could do to fix that guy. But one other thing I want to get into here is going to be some first-time Ultimate Editions. Now, in this question, he did say that besides Sting, because if I could have one character past, future, present, whatever the hell it is, and I could have any character I want, it would be Sting. 100%, no contract obligations, no crazy stuff going on. I would pick Sting. Crow Sting, WCW, it would be an all-time figure. And, oh man, just the bells and whistles you could put on that figure, the posability. That is the figure I dream of. And I hope one day we can make that come to fruition. I've had customs. I've seen customs that are unbelievable. And can you just imagine how they do the Coliseum collection, how they have these custom packagings? Can you imagine if they did a Crow Sting and it's loosely, like the packaging could be a blister card and they could do it loosely based on the Toy Biz line? I would buy 76 of those. It would be over. It would be over. I would love to see that. So Sting would be the obvious choice. But the other choices here that, do not include Sting, which the question did say, my first one would be Chris Jericho. I would love to see Chris Jericho. Now, I did pick a couple talents that I don't know that will ever be made or whatever. Like Chris Jericho, he's not under contract, so technically not fair, but I wanted to add it in here. He put Sting in there, so I felt like it could be along the lines of Sting, right? And Sting's not under contract, Jericho's not under contract, so I think this is fair. I would like to see the Defining Moments Elite Chris Jericho redone in Ultimate form, give me both championships upgraded. It'd be cool if they upgraded the WWF Championship. We already got a retooled WCW Championship, big gold, that'd be really cool too. But they could give us, blonde hair down. They could give us the Vengeance gear. That I really don't care about the tights. I mean, that Defining Moments figure recreated in Ultimate form would be cool. But just an Ultimate Edition Jericho based on the early 2000s, 2001, 2002, I'd be all aboard that. But 01 Jericho, give us a flame Hawaiian shirt, one of those style jackets, cloth goods that fits tight around the biceps. Give him a microphone, maybe throw in a Raw as Jericho shirt, maybe throw in the reflective, shirt, his entrance shirt. You could include a man bun head sculpt. You could include the hair down. You could do a yelling head sculpt. I personally, I want to see the Would You Please Shut the Hell Up shirt or the Y2J hockey jersey. That would be my picks. There's just so much there on the table for Chris Jericho. I love Chris Jericho, and he was one of my first favorite wrestlers when I first got into wrestling in WWE at the time. And so, yeah, man, I would love to see Chris Jericho, 100%. And the next character we're going to do is going to be, I don't know, I don't think it'll ever happen. Unfortunately, don't think it'll ever happen, but Aleister Black, man, I really wanted to see an Ultimate Aleister Black, man, and it might have happened. Obviously, we would have gotten an updated Elite. Now, as far as an Ultimate, I don't know. Maybe the aura or the hype had passed at this juncture as far as getting an Ultimate had he stayed in WWE, but we certainly would have gotten an updated Elite, but I really want an Ultimate. And I know we have the Supreme, but the scale issues and some different things. I really would like to see WWE Mattel quality, Ultimate Edition, Aleister Black, all the tattoos, all the different head sculpts, very superposable, can do, the kicks and all these different things. There's just such a missing piece for an Aleister Black, and without customization and a lot of a bunch of decals and a lot of custom work, it's really hard to make a really, really good Aleister Black. And unfortunately, that ship has sailed now, and we won't see it unless he somehow comes back. And even if he does come back, we probably won't get an Ultimate Edition of him unless he was booked accordingly and on TV and a big part of WWE television. So that is very unfortunate. But God, it would be very nice to have, especially Fed-related on Vindication. Having a figure like that would be outstanding. But, we're just going to have to make do with what we have. But, yeah, it would have been absolute just peak to have Aleister Black in an Ultimate Edition from Mattel. The third and final figure I'm going to do is going to be JBL, and this is going to be based on his WWE Championship run. So I'm thinking white cowboy hat, I'm thinking entrance jacket, cloth goods towel to go around the neck. Include the WWE Championship. You could have a mad face. You could have a stunned face. You could have that bright, beautiful smile that he has, right, with everything going on there. That's a layup right there, and they could make him chunky. I feel like, his Elite 23 figure wasn't chunky enough. They could probably upgrade him there, but he would be perfect for a Ruthless Aggression shelf, perfect to fit in there with your figures there, and it would be great. There is a lot of room on the table for him. The Ruthless Aggression Elite was great, but he doesn't have an Ultimate Edition yet. It would be a really cool inclusion to see that Elite 23. I mean, the figure was made so long ago now, so redoing that figure to include on our Ruthless Aggression shelves, a very memorable moment in history, where John Cena dethroned him, and I despised this character. God, I wanted him to get hit by a truck at times. I wanted so badly for Cena to beat him, and it was just so unbelievable how much I hated this character on my television. So it would just fit right in there. But these things are kind of missing from displays, and I think that you'd get a lot of good things out of this. But I think that is my list, man. I think those are my 3 figures. Demon Finn redo, Fan Takeover Jeff Hardy redo, Heel Turn John Cena redo, and then I would like to see Chris Jericho first time Ultimate. I mean, this is complete fantasy, right? These figures are probably not going to happen in any stretch. That ain't happening. It doesn't matter. But yeah, that's probably the first time Ultimate Editions that I would personally like to see as far as action figures. I think they would make for really good figures probably. So that is where I feel on that, man. But I appreciate you guys so very much. Hope you guys did enjoy. I'd love to know what you think. What is your own personal wish list and wants out of Ultimate Editions, Elites, things like that. But I appreciate you guys so very much for watching. That is going to wrap it up for me. I appreciate you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a blessed one. Catch you later.